It is a riot on RadioU.
Welcome to the podcast today.
Sorry, I had to swallow.
Are you okay there?
Throat just got a little funky in there.
That's okay.
I feel great, though. Don't worry about it. Hey, today, Nikki, here's a reminder. Record the podcast intro.
Well, we're doing it now.
It's great.
Right on time.
It's working, everybody.
Right on time.
Let's see. Today in the podcast, we talk about Nikki's stance on cold pizza, Sonic cheesesteaks,
which led into hot dog talk.
It did. A long talk on hot dogs. Obadiah's Disney conditioning program. Nikki's stance on coffins in yards. We also talk about weird Russian Twitter bots, Doctor Who, Night of the Living Dead, candy canes, Diablo chips.
Stuff.
Like it's a lot here.
When you really say it back though each time, it does have like a thread of like a common theme that kind of weaves its way around TV and food and all that stuff and movies.
Nikki,
and games.
It is our show.
We are what we are.
I do have a tendency to set the agenda on things that I mostly like. I do a poor job discussing sports.
That's okay. That's all right.
But,
you'll enjoy it, guys. You get what you get, so enjoy it.
It's going to be great. I'm sure of it.
Well, thank you so much for joining our podcast. Don't forget, for more Obadiah plays and for our interviews and for our food fights, our taste tests, those are all available to check out anytime if you subscribe to our RadioU Riot YouTube channel. And, of course, RadioU Riot on Facebook. If you follow us, you can always message and post for us there.
All right. Anything else?
Have a wonderful day.
Enjoy.
Yay.
Bye.
It's only Tuesday. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
The Riot's future, 2 words, Goat Farm. Radio U.
Nikki, I need to ask you a question that I'm sure I've asked you before.
Well, why not ask it again?
Well, I just don't want you to be offended that I don't have your answers written across my heart or tattooed on my forearm or something like that.
Easily remember this one thing?
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
What is your status on, or your thoughts on, I guess, like cold pizza?
Cold
like
pizza?
As a leftover item.
I've never been one. I know some people actually prefer cold pizza.
Yeah.
But I usually heat it up somehow.
Okay, yeah. I do. I like cold pizza.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't like it as much as warm pizza.
No, I like warm pizza better. And I know if there is the time available, you're supposed to warm it up, kind of like in the oven.
Oh, yes.
You're supposed to put some effort back into it if you want it to taste good.
Yeah.
Instead of just putting it in the microwave.
I would rather have cold pizza than microwaved pizza.
Oh, really?
Oh, microwave pizza is a mess.
And it gets mushy and it's just everywhere. But in a pinch, it'll still do. Like, you're still grateful for it.
I mean, like...
Still pizza.
If you were, like, starving and someone's like, here, I microwaved this pizza. Okay.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I'll have that.
But
fine.
Again, if the time is there, stick it back in the oven. It'll change your world.
Well, I'll tell you what, yesterday, Chris and someone, I'm not sure who, had a party over the weekend, and they brought a bunch of Costco pizza back from their party. And so Chris and I put it in the oven yesterday afternoon. Oh, my.
Was it good?
Oh, it was delicious. It was for real. Like, it was so good.
Well, there's some leftover in there if you're hungry for breakfast.
So, I mean, like, I could put it in the oven.
We have time. You could put it in the oven.
Well, I mean, like, we're going to be here for a while.
Yep. You guys don't mind.
There's another item up for bid, though, and that is maybe I just don't need pizza right now.
Well, while it's in there. I mean, you don't want to be rude and not have it.
It's not always going to be there.
You don't want it to go bad. So this is us being not wasteful.
I'll tell you right now, I'll eat cold pizza and drink hot coffee. Like, I'll do it. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
You'll do it again this morning if need be.
I'm not afraid of it, is what I'm trying to say to you.
But yeah, you like to warm it up, at least in the oven, instead of having it cold.
You know what else is really good? And this might sound like kooky talk, but hear me out. You take your cold pizza, you put it in an air fryer.
Oh, is that good?
Oh, it is.
Oh, how long do you put it in there for?
You just gotta watch
couple of minutes.
it. Yeah, it's like
keep an eye on it.
Yeah, because I mean, 10 minutes is too long. 5 minutes might not be enough. So you just check it.
Okay, well, that's an option too.
It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Now, I'm going to put a side note on this.
Okay.
I said no to cold pizza, but I have been known to eat cold pizza crust. So
Okay.
If you just want the end little part of
Seriously?
it, that'll do in a pinch. It's just bread. It doesn't have to be
true.
warm.
I mean,
It
that's
is just
true.
bread. It's the cheese part I need warmed back up again. But pizza crust, that's a good choice.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Cleveland celebrates failure with a parade. We celebrate failure with the worst of the riots.
Did we go for the pizza?
Yeah.
It's a riot.
And there's not. My hot coffee is too hot to drink, and so there was nothing for me to like hurry up and wash it down with.
You had like a moment of panic. It was like, what are you looking for over there?
Some
It's
water.
either hot coffee or more pizza.
All right, so I got nothing. So it is the riot. Hi, everybody. How's it going? The pizza is cold, but you know what? Like, the pizza's cold but good.
You just went for it.
Yeah. So my birthday was a couple weeks ago, and that means
Was
that
it? I'm just teasing.
we've been through this.
We've been through that conversation before.
So you know what? I want to crowdsource this a little bit. I want to hear from you guys about where's a good place to buy T-shirts, because I don't think I've bought T-shirts in almost a year. I mean, I've bought like some one-offs, but sometimes I'll buy like 4 or 5 at a time.
And you've gone through T-Fury and
Designed by
Humans.
And we feel like Designed by Humans T-shirts are not as good as they used to be.
No, but I feel like the last set that I've gotten has been better.
Really?
But it's still a lot of money for a shirt that tends to get holes in it. So
Okay.
you got to decide.
Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely have to get T-shirts. We now know anything long sleeve I buy is destined for me to put a hole in it, which is a bummer.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out, like, hey, where's a good place to grab shirts? Like, I've been getting emails from a company called Threadless. They're doing a $10 sale on their T-shirts, and I'm like,
We've had those before, haven't we? Sounds familiar.
I think Threadless might be where I bought my Die Hard Christmas sweatshirt.
Sure.
Or like one of my Christmas sweatshirts. But they're $10 tees. Like, the designs aren't that great.
Now, what we're saying is we are looking for around $10. You're like,
Well,
that's not enough money to spend on a shirt.
I agree.
It is, but I mean, we'd be fine with it. And
Right.
all the sites that we usually go to, the T-shirts are usually like the art. They're all pretty much the same.
Right.
We just want a good sale.
That's exactly right. And like, Designed by Humans has gotten a little too corporate. Like, they don't.
Well, they lost a lot of their art people who went to T-Fury, who sell their stuff through there.
Yeah. So like, now it's like, go to Designed by Humans, and do you want a Star Wars or a Disney shirt? Like, what? Huh? So I'm looking for something else. Well, like, real talk, if you've got a site that you're like, yeah, man, I love blank, like, text it to us, 877-2RADIO-U, post it on the Riot Facebook page, email us, riot@radiou.com. However you reach out.
There's always the Woot shirt of the day. If you just work hard every day at it, you can get a whole new wardrobe.
I'm looking at T-Fury right now. Their shirts of the day are like, not today.
It just depends.
Yeah, like, but here's a strong female category. Do you want me to, I'll wear some strong female T-shirts.
Would be good.
Okay. Like, some of these are kind of cool. Just depend. Oh, right there. There it is. I got it. Yep. Ripley's powerlifting gym. I like that right there.
Is that Aliens?
It is. That was pretty good. So, all right. Well, I need them to go on sale too.
Just keep looking.
Ever wonder what Nikki is doing when she isn't rioting?
Find her Twitter feed at riot.radiou.com.
Obadiah's is there too, but who cares what he's doing?
Now,
We've got to work on timing better.
it is Riot.
By we, I mean me.
I was going to say, we talk when we talk. You just keep putting food in first. You are supposed to pause and wait on the eating.
I know.
But there's trail mix over there.
You know what? This is so dumb, but I was like, forget it. Doesn't matter. Let's get on to Sonic. Or it's just the riot's going to turn into, here's Obadiah's journal today.
Well, here's the hard part is normally we talk a lot about food, but it's hard to talk about food while we're also eating food, too.
It is hard, and that's unfair.
That makes it real.
That is unfair. So, Nikki, talk to me about Sonic.
Ooh, so Sonic, Arby's just bought Sonic, just as a reminder. So I don't know if this is more meat stuff. Like, is this a result of it? I doubt it. But they are adding a foot-long Philly cheesesteak to their menu for a limited time. And
It
if
looks
you
disgusting.
No, see, cheesesteaks look really good to me.
No way.
Not this, though. I feel like they're putting it on the hot dog bun.
That is a hot dog bun.
That is not the bun. That's not the right bun for a Philly cheesesteak.
You know what? Why not, though? Like, because
their hot dog buns are different.
Okay, let me ask you this. If I gave you a foot-long hot dog bun that was loaded with Philly cheesesteak fillings and it was $4.
No. I feel like it needs to be a Philly cheesesteak bun. There's a difference. The consistency is different. They're just trying to reuse. And that's good. But we don't need to recycle hot dog buns. So they're doing 2 versions, a classic, which is grilled steak, onions, and cheese sauce, and then the spicy, which has Baja sauce and jalapenos on it. And that is going to be a limited time.
Okay. So this is not the only place you can snag those. Well, that you can snag a Philly cheesesteak. Arby's has one for about $5.
And now Arby's own Sonic.
This
isn't a fair comparison, though. They also brought up Jack in the Box. If you ever been at Jack in the Box,
but they have everything.
They literally have every type of food.
Like, we have deep fried salad.
So that's not a comparison there.
Okay. All that being said, would you go in for a Sonic cheesesteak?
Maybe. I would totally eat the insides of it, but I still don't know about the hot dog bun.
Sonic's hot dogs are actually pretty good.
I like their pretzel buns. Didn't they have those for a while?
I think they still do, but if you hit up Sonic, they're not cheap though. Like, if you go for a Sonic hot dog on a pretzel bun with, I can't remember, they have like some specialty cheeses or whatever, and I mean that I think ends up setting you back around $2. I do think they're good though. And as dumb as this sounds, getting a good fast food hot dog is not necessarily an easy thing to do.
I mean, where is he going for a hot dog?
Well, Dairy Queen. And Dairy
Queen scares us.
Hey, man, Dairy Queen can be super iffy.
But they scare us.
The way they franchise those things out, man, it can be super iffy.
So outside of that, who else is selling a hot dog on a fast food basis?
Well, I'm thinking in terms of like gas stations, movie theaters. I mean, those are all, even though you don't think of them as viable eating places, if you're a hot dog eater, there are hot dogs everywhere. You just have to
take out the roller dogs.
They're all roller dogs.
That's not a roller dog, do you think? At Sonic? Are they rolling them? Oh,
yeah.
Is that just the best way to cook them?
Honestly, yeah.
Probably.
I mean, unless you got a campfire out there.
Can I put 2 more hot dogs on the fire, will you?
Put them on the end of the stick there.
Yeah. I guess, who else? Five Guys does a hot dog.
Yeah, their hot dog. I don't like the all-beef hot dog. I like the, you've just swept up all the parts and blended them, and that's...
Oh, wait, and I forgot, too. Costco's hot dog. That's a good one, though. That's so good because the price in comparison to it is just so nice. So that's your hot dog roundup.
Yeah. Well,
Giddy up, everybody.
We're supposed to be focused on the fact that Sonic has got a cheesesteak now.
Well, they have a cheesesteak, though, but it's on a hot dog bun, and that led us to talk about hot dogs.
Oh, Jerome says Burger King does hot dogs.
They do a hot dog?
I've never had a Burger King hot dog.
Apparently, we don't look at the menu too often when we go there.
We're changing our lunch plans. Burger King hot dogs for everyone.
I think IKEA has a hot dog, too. So you can always...
but it's that all beef where you're biting into it and it's got a weird snap to it.
I like that better.
No.
I feel like I know what's going on.
I know. No, that's not hot dogs. You want to...
You want the mystery.
That's right. I want a little mystery, Nikki.
That's what you like with a good hot dog.
There's so many things about life that I know too much about. I like a little mystery.
Just a little bit.
Once again, there just wasn't enough material for Best of the Riot. Actually, there wasn't any Best of the Riot at all. None. Zero. Look, it's all bad. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not bad. It's the worst. RadioU.
Now, Nikki, as I recall, you're going to be headed to... Can we say where?
Yeah, I'll be in Southern California later on Thursday. So I'll be here that morning, and then I'll be there, and I'll be back on Tuesday.
So will you be going to Disneyland?
I might do the cheap Disneyland, which is the shopping center out front. You'll never know the difference.
In a lot of ways, you won't.
You're like, it looks the same. It feels the same. So I might do the shopping promenade sort of thing. But I went to Disney last time, and it was so much money. I don't know if I want to go again.
And it was so hot.
Yeah, when I went last time, it was 101, and it's supposed to be 72.
Oh.
When I'm there, that is such a nice difference.
You mean like a day that you could actually enjoy it?
Yeah, but I think I'll mostly be near Laguna at the beach. So
okay, hey, that sounds great, too.
Should be even nicer there.
That sounds great, too. There is, I love this, a bunch of people that are complaining about what's going on in Disneyland, California right now. They say that they're season pass holders.
Yeah.
And they spend a lot of time at Disneyland. And what they have noticed is that Disney is slowly but surely removing the park benches.
So you can't sit down?
Yep.
What's the point of that?
I'll tell you what the point is. Now, of course, I'm speculating, but...
This is all a theory.
But the belief is that the benches aren't good for crowd flow. So, like, they need to be able to pack more people into that space.
So you got to get them moving?
And so by putting benches there, those are just places where people sit down and congregate and will actually make crowds move a little more slowly.
It's not called sitting down and congregating. It's called sitting down and resting for a moment.
You're not there to rest, Nikki.
I mean, you have to be. You got to pace yourself. It's a really long day.
Listen, no, you're thinking about it the wrong way. If you're going to Disney... Quite frankly, probably the 2, maybe even 3 months leading up to it, you should be on a training regimen.
Oh, to get ready for it?
Yeah, you should be getting yourself
From
ready.
couch to Disney K.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because you're going to spend your life savings just to get a ticket to get in.
Yes, you are.
And so you want to make sure in the 18 hours that you can stay in the park that there's not a single second that you aren't having the best time you've ever had in your entire life.
But you want to give up, and then you want to sit down and just, recharge. And there's no places to sit when you want to eat.
That just tells me that you didn't train enough.
I didn't train hard enough?
You didn't train enough, Nikki. You got to get ready. I mean, and that's part of your training is you've got to learn to eat while standing up, maybe even running.
You got to just learn to eat and wait in line while you're trying to get through all the rides.
Exactly that right there. Now, if you got, a partner, a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever, one of the things you guys could do is training together. You take turns doing shoulder sits or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hey, you get a break and then it'll be my turn. I'll get a break and you guys can go back and forth on that. But again, you're going to need to keep walking.
Maybe you get one of those cane things that then pops out into the tiny little seat.
Oh,
have you seen that?
Yeah.
So then you could have that as you walk. It
gives you a weapon and a chair.
You got a weapon and a small, tiny chair to sit down, and you're not using the park benches, which are going to be gone anyways.
All right. Well,
Gosh, how weird. You hope things like that aren't what's going on. It's you don't want Disney to think, is this one big mind game? So I'm trying to get there.
Yes, it is.
But
it's all a mind game. From the advertising till you leave.
It's a handcrafted experience.
It's a handcrafted experience for you to always want to come back and want more and
not sit down.
Not sit down.
Okay. Because that does cut out spending.
You're weak.
It does cut out the spending money part.
Your pain is weakness leaving the body.
Yeah, but I just like to sit down every so often. It was so hot. I needed to sit down.
That's Nikki. That's why I'm going to put you on my training regimen. I'm going to get you Disney ready in 3 months or less.
I'm just going to the shopping center. I'm not going in.
Waking up with the riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. RadioU.
I don't know who this person is, but they texted exactly what you need for Disney, Nikki, the chairless chair.
It's a thing you strap on, you almost wear it. Mm-hmm. Well, you do wear it.
Well, you do, yeah.
And behind your legs on this clothing article are plastic pieces that kind of form a chair. Mm-hmm. So you can literally just sit down with it. I don't think, depending on if you could actually buy that, I could afford it and the Disney tickets at the same time. But do I want a chair or Disney?
Well, you know what, Nikki, again, that was Aaron from Michigan, by the way.
Thank you, Aaron.
So thanks, Aaron.
We'll see what that is.
I don't know. Did you Google it? How much do you pay for that?
I don't even know if it's for sale.
All right,
it seems more like if you work in a particular field and you're just always on your feet, a way for you to just sit down every so often while still working.
Okay, now here's the wearable chairless chair exosystem. I don't know. Oh, this one's made in Korea. It is not the one that we looked at. That's $940.
Well, it's not as bad as I thought.
Okay.
I mean, no one's spending that money on that, but that's not as bad.
This looks like this might be the actual. Okay, I'm trying to find a price here. Okay,
you don't need a price.
Why?
We're not buying
it. You're getting it.
I'm not buying it.
You are buying it.
Stop yelling at me,
Nikki.
I'm not buying it.
Nikki, what am I trying to get you ready for?
To get ready for Disney.
That's right.
I'm not wearing that.
What is going to happen to you when you get in
silly.
Disney?
I'd rather have my feet hurt. I'm going to look silly if I'm doing the wearable a suit for it.
Okay, all right. But again, let's go back to the yelling. Why am I yelling at you right now?
Because you want me to pay attention.
No, because
you want me to buy it?
I want to prepare you for what's going to happen to you when you get into Disney.
Is someone going to yell at me?
Yes. You're going to hear people everywhere going, buy this!
Don't sit down.
They won't be yelling at you, but it's going to be the subtle messages that you're receiving everywhere that says, good people buy these. The best of people. Are there people that you love in your life? Spend money on them here, because that's what real love is.
While you sit down and take a seat.
No. While you don't sit down because you're weak.
Yeah, I'm not spending $900 on an outfit that I can wear just so I can sit down in the outfit.
All right, you say so. That to me sounds like perfection. You're telling me that I can sit anywhere I want at any time? Yeah.
If you wear this outfit.
Of course, the problem with that is eventually you're just going to turn into somebody that sits all the time.
I know. It's just like, there's Bob. He's sitting again.
He's always sitting down.
Ever since he bought that suit for $900, he just sits in it.
What does he sit on? His own legs.
His own legs.
Man, I'll tell you something else. When that thing breaks, and everything breaks eventually.
It will. It's not. What's it weight tested to?
220 pounds per leg.
Per leg?
Yeah.
That's very spacious then.
That means I could actually wear it.
That's generous.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
So Nikki came in this morning, and one of the things she said was, and I love this, we have got to talk about Halloween decorations.
I don't understand some of them.
What do you mean by that?
Well, in my neighborhood, they go all out.
Right.
So a couple of doors down, they have a coffin in their yard.
Is it like a real coffin, or is it just like
an old-timey one? I think back in the day it would have worked, but
so
nowadays
if it was,
it's a wooden coffin.
Yeah, that's just something you make in shop class.
But
now.
when I pulled in, I thought, I wonder what they're building, and I just saw the. I wonder what they're doing.
It's your grave, Ebenezer.
It's not. It's a coffin, and so they put a skeleton in it. That's just one of their many items. And I was like, gosh, how do you guys store this stuff after Halloween?
Well, maybe they don't.
You could store it in the coffin, but then how do you have the storage space for the coffin itself?
Nikki, they use it.
Do they bury it after Halloween?
Every year, someone gets the opportunity to get a custom-made coffin.
How do you store a coffin? Basement space for that? Isn't that really weird?
You know what, Nikki? You're thinking outside the box. Let's think about inside of the box. What kind of things could you store in a coffin?
Well, yeah, you could put your Halloween decorations in it.
So then it's
they got a lot of stuff.
It's your one-stop shop. You put your inflatable wavy tube man Frankenstein in there. There's one of those in my neighborhood.
Right there.
And that weird rat skeleton that you have.
Oh, and then some of my neighbors on the other side, they have the big spider bug, one that's like, it's giant.
Yeah.
So, again, where do you put this stuff? For me, that space is all used up with Christmas stuff because that seems more jolly and happy.
Yeah.
But I don't want to put a coffin inside my house.
See, you're thinking about it the wrong way, Nikki. Those of us that are not really hugely excited about scary decorations.
Which we're not. We don't decorate a lot.
We're out running at 4 a.m. and we're terrified of everything you put in your yard. Like people like us. We see it as a bad thing, but the people that are doing, they're like, I'm having fun.
I put a coffin out. No, but that was the only one where I was like, what do you do with that during the rest of the year?
You got to see it as it's just like those clear plastic containers you put your Christmas decorations in.
There's no difference between that and the tubs?
That's right. You just put your stuff in there. You got to see that as a homemade tub.
That's storage space. Do you think they made it themselves or did they buy the coffin?
That's probably... I don't know. Probably a kit, right? How crafty are they?
Is that on Amazon?
You know what? Probably.
Let's take a look. How much would a coffin kit set us back?
All right. Are you looking for it?
I am.
A coffin kit.
Build your own simple pine casket kit, which is $600. I think that's a real one.
Yeah, I think that's for burial.
So I need a...
How about this? A gothic coffin vampire slayer kit trinket. Oh, it's only 8 inches long.
That's a tiny one. See, sometimes you never know the sizes. You got to always pay attention.
I got to be honest with you. If I'm really out there trying to kill vampires, I'm not like, oh, hey, Drac, what do you think about this nice little mini coffin I keep my steak in? Do you like it? It's nice, right?
Well, I saw that this morning. They turned their lights all red too, and they have the little wooden. It's a full size coffin. I thought, well, what do you do with that stuff?
Well, you just put it in the basement.
Maybe
just bury it.
Just put it in the basement.
It's no big deal.
Oh, okay. Well, that was just something I noticed this morning.
It's just a little. I don't know if you guys are getting it, but Nikki was. She was a little distraught.
It just weirds me out, and I like less is more.
You okay? I was going to say, are you more scared by the coffin or the idea that you have one more thing you have to store?
That's pressure to me.
That's the actual.
No, like it's not
that is the actual horror part of the story.
It is. I want to have less.
I just cleaned up the basement. Now you're going to put a coffin in it?
Yes, I think that's really weird.
Are you kidding me right now?
Like, do you think we have the space for the coffin? And then I got tight squeeze going down in my basement. It's got a turn in there. I can't fit a coffin down there. I don't think it'll.
No, you got to. You set it upright and turn it.
You
got to pick it up and turn it.
That seems like way too much for me. The tree and Christmas stuff is enough. I can't add Halloween to this.
Can't add any more. All right.
I just can't.
How does Nikki put up with Obadiah day after day? It's easy. We pay her. RadioU.
One of the things I threw out earlier was asking for some good T-shirt websites. So I was thinking about buying a few. We heard T-Fury. We heard, what else did we hear? Gosh, there was what I do with my stack here. Let's see, Snorg Tees, Once Upon a Tea, Teespring.
As long as you have the word tea in it, you're fine.
You're probably okay. And just to be clear, I'm not talking about something to drink. I'm talking about something to wear. Yeah. Okay. This is a weird one. I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but this story piqued my interest. You're like, yeah, could you like anything that says star in it? No, listen closely to this because I think there's something here that you should hear and think about when you engage with social media, which will probably be 50% of your day, right? So there's a guy, he's a PhD student in, where's he at? USC. And so for part of his doctoral thesis, he's working on social media, and he did research on, and this, I know it sounds weird, but hear the whole thing out. He did research on negative tweets about Star Wars The Last Jedi. And here's what he found. He found that somewhere in the neighborhood of 50% of the tweets that were sent negatively about Star Wars The Last Jedi came from Russia. Yeah. And in a lot of cases came from bots.
Okay.
And you're saying...
So is that the one which one is that?
That's the Star Wars one that came out in December.
That people did not like?
Well, did they?
Well, the bots didn't like.
Okay.
But it didn't do as well in theaters.
No, it actually did very well.
That one?
It was Solo, the one that came out in May. That's the one that didn't do that well.
Okay, that's the one that people... then they were like, well, let's hang on. Let's maybe not make as many.
Solo was the one that nobody liked and nobody hated.
Yeah, okay.
It just... came out.
You're right. The one before that, it did well.
It did well. It did very well. Like, it made over $1 billion, et cetera, whatever. So what they're talking about here is like, hey, wait a minute. So there was all this angst and all these people arguing and all this stuff going on. People actively, in fact, he took a really close look at the people who were angrily tweeting at Rian Johnson. He's the guy who wrote and directed it. Mm-hmm. And
why were they so mad then if it did well?
Well, his theory is that this is, I'll just read you his quote. It is an organized attempt at politicizing pop culture discourse on social media for strategic purposes and significant enough that users should be made aware. So, and you're like, well, what kind of strategic purposes? He goes on to say that the idea is there are people in other countries that are actively making Americans mad at each other. Think about that. There are people that are, actively trying to divide Americans, but they know that it's not enough for it to just be political. They're trying to make it divisive on everything. And so the idea for them was, and again, some of this is speculation coming from this guy, but there's some data to back up this speculation. The idea is like, hey, here's a massive pop culture event. Let's get people riled up about it and mad at each other.
So a lot coming from Russia and bots.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a little weird.
It's really weird.
It didn't work with that movie. Now, with the other one, it did.
That's because you're not part of that group.
I'm just told by numbers.
I can tell you that, yes, financially fine, but among the nerds, Like, that was a
very divisive
oh
movie.
My gosh, dude. Like, I mean, I saw friendships ruined, marriages destroyed.
It's like an election all over again, but it's a movie.
It kind of was. But there's something really fascinating about it when you think that there are people in another country that are actively trying to cause division
among
not
other
just
countries,
politically, but socially. That is somebody, at least from my perspective, playing the long game.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Yeah. But it's, well, think about this, though. I feel like that is one more thing for us to be aware of when we go to social media. And the message here is not, it's the Russians. They're everywhere.
No. It's not that.
The message is that when you go to social media, take a deep breath.
Sure.
Take a step back. And I would say as much that if you find somebody that you disagree with on social media, one, you don't have to tell them. I disagree with people all the time, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even. It's not
believe
worth the
that
effort.
to be feeding.
Yes,
it.
There's that. Or the other thing about it is that if you decide that you disagree with somebody and you want to talk to them about it, you could either A, say something to them on social media that is kind and well thought out, diffusing, like where you're discussing ideas and not just calling them the worst person that's ever lived in the history of mankind. Or if they're really a friend of yours, you could pick up the phone or take them to coffee. So, you know what? I would like to discuss with you what exactly it is that you thought about blank and have a good face-to-face chat about it.
Or realize you might just be arguing with a bot.
Also a possibility.
And there's no way to win against that.
Take a look at the picture in the bot. What are they wearing?
Are they too pretty?
Are they?
Because it's not a person.
That's just, that's not real.
It's not a real person.
Want to know what the Riot is doing right now? Follow them on Instagram and Twitter at riot.radiou.com. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So did you hear about what's happening this Sunday?
No. Oh, Doctor Who. Oh, I feel like that's been...
It feels like it's been 100 years since there's been anything that was Doctor
Is
Who-ish.
it even still around? I only hear Doctor Who news, but never like actually anything.
I never hear anybody... Okay, there was like a period of time where everybody was talking about
we
Doctor
would say who, like even just in conversation,
be
like, you mean the Doctor?
I love it so much. Oh, my gosh.
But we don't get that anymore.
Did you talk about Doctor Who? I like Doctor Who. Talk about Doctor Who to me.
So at least for our small study group of like our survey, sample study, I feel like it's just been, it's down and people just don't care as much.
That seems to be the case. But I do know people that are excited. Well, I can think of one person that's...
Again, our sample study group is not liking Doctor Who as much.
You know, you can tell us if we're wrong. Text us 877-2-RADIO-U. But I have been wondering, like, when the heck does that show come back? This Sunday, it premieres. And I am a little interested. I think, I'm not, okay, I do get a little frustrated sometimes when we're like, gender swapping is the new retelling of a story. Just to be clear, like, just... They're selling
He's putting his cup down. Okay. He's going to talk to us.
They're selling us the same stuff.
Sure.
They're like, okay, look, we got to come up with a way. We only have 5 ideas. How do we sell them the same ideas again? I'm like, well, they were a guy last time. Make them a girl. All right. We got the... But the other thing we got to tell them is that if they don't like it, that means they don't like girls.
Yes.
So now they have to go, and we're going to turn it into a social statement that if you pay for this movie, you like girls, and if you don't pay for it, you don't like girls. But the reality is we're just selling them the same crap again and trying to make them think they're doing good by giving us their money. Because the end game is just them giving us our money.
The intentions from the studio might not be as honorable
as they make you think they are.
They think you are in order to get you to watch it. Yes, that's true, and not just Doctor Who land, but in a lot of places.
I'm just telling you that your social agenda is not as pushed forward by a movie ticket sale as they want you to think it is. The agenda is selling tickets, not something greater than that. I'm sorry.
And look at that. You know what? It's fine.
We just got on a rant.
It's fine.
Now, that being said, I'll tell you right now, I'm really interested in a female...
Watch it.
Yes, I am.
You're not going to watch watch it.
You're wrong.
Nope. I won't be here on Monday, but when I think is Nick coming in, you and him, just mark it down. You're not going to watch it on Sunday.
I'm going to spite watch it now.
There, are you?
Yes, I am.
You're going to forget to spite watch it in spite of that.
All right, here we go.
Are you making a reminder?
Calendar event right now.
You're not going to watch it.
Well, okay, this is the only thing I will tell you.
Way to go. You're spite watching it. Good for them.
Yes. You know what, Nikki? I'm watching it just to prove you wrong, which means now I really will. I want to thank you for helping me watch it. Because the fact that you made it a spite watch means that I'm definitely going to watch it now.
Yeah, just the first episode, you're going to spite watch the whole series.
No. I'm not promising any more than a first spite watch. Because I think the chances that I'm actually going to watch the whole series...
Nothing?
No.
Fine, you watch it on Sunday.
All right, well, let's take a look here. Some text coming in. Julia in Pittsburgh says, very excited for the doctor in Pittsburgh. Bridget says, the good thing is that if she fails as the doctor, they will replace her in 2 seasons.
Good call.
Bridget, that is a good call.
Good call.
Ray says, my whole family is so excited to see the new doctor. We've been rewatching all the new Who to prepare.
Olivia says, totally forgot about it, so also did not realize it was coming.
So let's see. I like Doctor Who, and so does my dad, as well as the most of my friend group. I think the fan base diminished as the doctors got younger. My favorite is the 10th Doctor. Oh, no, got older.
Oh, sure.
And the new doctor is hot. I don't think you're supposed to think that. I don't think you're supposed to say that. I mean, I think it's okay for girls to think that the guy doctor is attractive, but as men, I don't think we're allowed to be attracted to the new doctor.
Did anybody think any of the previous Doctor Who's were hot? They did?
Yeah,
okay.
They did.
All right, well, you watch it on Sunday, and I won't be here on Monday, but you tell me on Tuesday what you thought about it.
Well, let me tell you what I'm doing right now, Nikki.
Putting a reminder?
I am logging into my DirecTV Now account.
No, you need to watch it live.
No.
You need to watch it
because here's
the
thing is, like, if I forget it, I'm going to put it, what do they call it here? Like, for DirecTV, do you call it a bookmark or you pin it? I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this all lined up.
So you can watch it.
You know that I will.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
There are a lot of reasons to listen to the Riot every morning. For example, give me a minute. There's got to be at least one. It's the Riot on RadioU.
It was 50 years ago last night, Nikki, that the game changed.
The game?
Did you see that it was 50 years ago yesterday that Night of the Living Dead was released?
I think, is that what I watched on YouTube that one day?
Is black and white?
Yeah, the black and white one where they're like, don't leave the house, but they go out to the car and there's the slowly moving zombies.
I don't remember. Yeah, it is one of those things that, like, some of its scariness is lost on a modern audience because you're just like
one faster.
You're just like, bro.
You could really outrun this thing.
You know, if you could bring it to a slow jog, you're going to be fine.
You're like, oh no, it's 50 feet away, but yet it's not moving at all.
What are we going to do?
Okay, I don't know.
I can remember as a kid who was not really exposed to scary movies until... basically, it seemed like people waited until I was just the right age to be very psychologically damaged by them. Like, up until that point when I would have just dismissed it as silly. They were like, don't show it to him. Don't show it to him. Like, wait. He's reached a level of fragile where we can do damage. Let's show him this movie. Good idea.
But this is, it's an old school style because it is old school.
And then also, let's reinforce the fact that he just needs to toughen up and watch it.
And scare him about sharks, too.
Yeah,
sharks and zombies.
While we're at it, let's scare him with
and
little...
clowns.
You know, can we stop making a list? Because I'm getting uncomfortable.
Oh, well, that's the main ones, isn't it? Mostly sharks.
I'm not really that scared of clowns.
Okay.
Except ones with big teeth.
Well, I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah. I guess I'm just afraid of being eaten when you really break down all the fears. And maybe that's why I'm always eating things. I'm trying to get power over my fear.
Oh, my gosh.
You think that's what it is?
Stop analyzing it. We do not want to go any further than that.
Okay, well, Night of the Living Dead hit. I remember as a kid seeing it and somebody telling me that it had actually happened. Like the movie was based on a real event that had happened.
You thought it was real?
Yeah, I did. And so I knew that the movie wasn't, but that I thought that this had actually happened somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, like, well, how does that work exactly?
Like, why aren't there zombies everywhere?
Like, how do you beat them? And I remember it was like, you got to shoot them in the head, like between the eyes with a gun. You got to destroy the brain. And I remember internalizing that like it was truly important information. Like, all right, I'm ready. If they come in the night, like, I'm going to be ready for them. I'm going to be ready for them.
Yeah.
But I'll be up all night to make sure they don't get in.
So, yeah, this is what I watched on YouTube that one time.
Oh, my God.
What are we supposed to do for the anniversary of it? Or
how about lunch today?
Okay, well, we were doing that anyways.
Oh,
Someone's
were we?
having a belated birthday lunch. Someone in this room.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go to lunch today and eat my fears, where I'll
Again, where we go back
see,
to. Yeah.
See, where I'll become the predator, and I am carrying out the action that I'm afraid other people will, invite on, or do to me.
You eat those chicken wings.
That's right. Just be like, who's the man, chicken? I'm the scary person eating you.
Did they ever do a Night of the Living Dead remake, or is it just still the older one?
They have, and they did, because Romero went on and he did Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. There's been a lot of the Deads. Yeah. And then they did Return of the Living Dead, that was the guy that wrote Alien. I know so much, but it's the guy, Dan O'Bannon, who wrote Alien. He is well known for writing and directing Return of the Living Dead, which they say actually gave us most of our modern zombie conventions, including fast zombies and zombies eating brains.
Why do you know all this? Why is that still in your head?
I'm scared, Nikki.
Why is that somewhere in your head?
I don't know.
You can't remember other things, like your laptop yesterday, but you can remember all these details?
Nikki, is my laptop life or death? No. How to kill a zombie? Absolutely.
I guess
because somebody told me once they were real, so I have to be ready.
You do need to be ready, and I guess you are.
I'm sorry.
It's the radio equivalent of going to McDonald's and ordering a fish fillet. Hey, that's one of my favorite things from McGee's. The worst of the riot on RadioU.
Yesterday, we talked about shocking porch videos. Didn't we?
We did.
You
sound like a upcoming news segment.
We saw a video of a postal worker.
Oh, this was so sad.
Walking up the steps to someone's house, and he
was, just to say it.
He was peeing the whole time.
The whole way walking up the steps while he's putting the mail in the slot and then walking away. And I felt bad because the lady, they just bought the house and they're redoing it. Mm-hmm. So she was like, I know it's not the nicest porch, but you don't need to just pee all over it.
Yeah.
So the post office has gotten involved and they apologized for what the guy was doing.
Well, guess what? Is that
not the worst?
That's not the only thing that porch cameras are capturing, Nikki. How about this one? This lady has video of her cat being stolen out of her yard.
From someone took the cat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
So who? I just gotta ask you a
question.
Who
does that? It's actually common with dogs.
Really?
Dogs are so expensive, and so if you're out, if you leave them in your yard. Now, granted, that's not everywhere, and it's not every time, but a dog has been known to be taken because if it's a breed that's expensive, they just take the dog.
Guys, what are we doing?
When are you taking pets?
What are we doing?
I don't understand.
We're stealing people's pets.
So this lady, she really wants her cat to be returned. The animal has feline leukemia, so she's filed a police report, but she wants the cat back.
She's basically like, hey, I want my cat because if the cat doesn't get the treatment it needs, cat problems.
This is a question to ask.
Okay.
So, was the cat being stolen because the person wanted the cat? Or sometimes what also happens is you hear of cases where neighbors are mad at someone's pet.
Yeah.
And then they take the animal and they take it somewhere else, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because they don't want
For it to run and play.
Yeah, like at the farm.
Yeah.
But they don't want the cat in the neighborhood again. Or the dog in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So they're not sure, though?
There are a couple of dogs in my neighborhood I don't like very much.
But you would never do anything like that.
No, I would never hurt someone's dog, but every once in a while I'm like, I'm allowed to be outside too. I mean, I know that the most important thing is that your dog is happy, but I'm allowed to take a walk if I want.
I can take a walk around the same neighborhood, and I'm afforded the same rights.
I mean, come on, right?
I know, they bother you.
That being said, now this is probably going to sound mean.
It's a cute cat, though.
If you're a cat owner, this probably sounds mean, but I just want to say, I just feel like there are cats everywhere.
They're not.
No, wait.
Yeah.
But what I mean is is that if you wanted a cat,
you could easily go to the shelter.
It would be so easy to go to the shelter and get one, and that's cheap. That's what, like $30 or something?
No, a lot of times they're free. There's so many cats.
Yeah.
But again, the question is, was this lady taking the cat because they didn't want the cat to be at that house anymore?
Maybe. So, but you would think if it was somebody in the neighborhood stealing the cat, she would recognize the person because she has video. Mm-hmm. So you would think the person would recognize them from the video.
Bring the cat back, guys. Come on. We can't be doing that.
I don't get it, man.
That's why my cat doesn't go outside. He just doesn't like it.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm not a huge animal lover, but I'm not stealing anybody's cat.
He's never going to get to that point.
Like, come on, right? The truth of the matter is I could learn to love animals, but I'm definitely allergic to all of them.
It's not you, it's your allergies, so that's why you don't have a pet.
It's not you. My body rejects you. My heart is open.
You could have one of those naked cats without the fur.
No, I'm afraid it'll gnaw my brain out in my sleep, which goes back to an earlier problem.
You'd think that after all these years of hearing me make fun of the riot, people would have stopped listening by now. Maybe it's one of those can't stop staring at a train wreck situations. It's the riot on RadioU.
You know, we were supposed to talk about Taco Bell, and we will.
But we have some other news to talk about first.
A box has arrived that has been anticipated. And
These
here we go.
actually came pretty quickly. So we have a box of mac and cheese candy canes.
I want to see these things.
So that's one. And then we have a box of rotisserie chicken flavored candy canes. We made it happen.
I can't decide which one sounds grosser.
The chicken or the mac and cheese?
I think the mac and cheese sounds gross, but but
the chicken one is going to be weird. It's going to be odd. So we are going to do a riot food fight with these whenever we want to before the holiday season.
Well, let me, do you want to do them this week?
I was thinking next week.
You want to hang on to them?
Yeah,
okay.
I want to go on vacation first, and I want to build the anticipation.
I don't want to get sick on vacation.
No, but I also want to anticipate coming back to something. So that's what I would like.
You know, Nikki, I don't appreciate that because you'll be coming back to me.
No, you're right. You too, but
and I'll tell you what,
the candy canes.
I hope Rolo's not listening.
Oh yeah, and my doggies, and my cat. I'll miss everybody, but
I don't think so.
But mostly the candy canes.
Now, are you okay? Be honest.
Yeah.
Are you really excited about that flavor?
The rotisserie chicken, I'm more curious about this one than I am the mac and cheese.
See, guys, Nikki's become quite the meat eater of late, on top of which she also has been avoiding certain things.
The good stuff.
You know, breadings.
Like the mac and cheese.
Like mac and cheese.
But so I haven't really had that flavor in a while.
So, are you
I am anticipating that one. I think that'll be good, too, but I don't know. I might try them both at the same time. It's like dinner.
Wow. It's like that, what was it, Jones Soda when we did
the Thanksgiving dinner,
Thanksgiving
the all-in-one
soda.
drink.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe we'll try these next week. We'll do a Riot food fight, which we always post. So you should be following us at Radio U Riot on Facebook and Radio U Riot on YouTube. You can see our playlist for food fights and taste tests while we're there.
Oh, and let's not forget Obadiah Plays.
Oh, no, of course not. You just did Forza.
I did Forza Horizon 4, which is not yet on our YouTube channel, but it is on our Facebook page. And it's so fun. Everybody likes the Forza. It's
like a mac and cheese candy cane. It's just such a good time.
It actually is a whole lot of fun.
Those candy canes look good, though. So we will. This one says extra cheesy.
And it's the only thing that Nikki's coming home for. So
this is what'll bring me back from California.
It's the only reason I'm here.
It's just the mac and cheese candy canes.
Send your complaints regarding that worst of the riot moment to Fire Obadiah at RadioU.com.
Now, I don't know why, but it seems like every once in a while, people are like, I need a good...
It's not going to be like
and you're
that.
like, I know what you're saying. You're like, Obadiah, nobody does that. Listen, if they don't, then why does Taco Bell exist at all?
If you can't afford a juice cleanse, but you're still wanting something, this could be it.
Do you need to get your insides all cleaned out for the holidays?
Dude, for all the teasing, I've never had one problem at Taco Bell, so I don't know why you have had a series of unfortunate events when it comes to there.
Have I?
Or is this just what you're saying?
Have I?
I don't know.
We don't know, but I know this, that anytime I eat as soon as I eat a Taco Bell taco, it's very simple. Taco Bell taco, 20 minutes later, regret. So I can't technically call it instant regret because while I'm eating it, I'm like, this is really good.
I love this. It's so cheap, too.
Hey, take a look at it. It looks just like dog food, but it tastes so good.
Well, now you have a new item.
Mm-hmm. But this time I can do it without the meats. So Taco Bell has teamed up with the fine food retailers. Only the best for them.
7-Eleven?
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
And they are selling their Diablo. You know, Diablo sauce packets? Well, now you've got Diablo tortilla chips. So they've done this with mild sauce and hot sauce where you could buy a bag of, I'm sorry, what are basically Doritos. But then, am I wrong?
No, you're not. You just can't let them have their time, can you? They just can't have something good.
I don't know if this is good.
Meaning like their moment to just have the news out there.
Oh, you mean you feel like by me saying they're basically Doritos,
like you're
I've
hurting them every
undercut them
time.
a little bit?
Yeah, you're just turning around and hurting them every time.
Maybe they've hurt me.
Going back to that.
Maybe they have.
So now you can get the Diablo chips.
Yes, you can.
At 7-Eleven.
So if you want to add a little spice to your cleanse, this could be your potential answer.
That will really get your metabolism running. So, I mean, you're losing weight left and right.
The thing is, like in the middle of the cleanse, do you feel like you also want to have a good cry?
Tears, the Diablo tears.
Do you feel like you want to have a reason for the tears to just stream down your cheeks? This might be the solution to your problems.
Oh, I bet your tears would taste great, though.
How great would it be to walk in and there's a bag of Diablo chips on display there at 7-Eleven, and right next to it, there are big plastic mats and water bottles. So that way it's just a one-stop
just to help
shop.
out, it's
you just
fine.
pick it up, you take it home.
So this is through Halloween, the Diablo flavored tortilla chips, 7-Eleven stores.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Halloween, the chips will be available at other convenience stores and grocery stores through the month of November.
And then
that's all it says.
Then they'll have peppermint Diablo chips in December.
No one said that.
Nobody said that.
Taco Bell did not say that. This is all they've got just through the end of November.
I know if you have one, you don't care. You're just like, whatever. But I wish I had a 7-Eleven near me.
It's not close enough, so we never go.
Like, it's not that there are not any 7-Elevens within a 20-mile radius, but I'm not driving all the way to 7-Eleven.
I think it's like 21 miles.
That's probably right.
So that's why we're like, we'll go to one of the other mini places.
The last time I made a special trip to 7-Eleven just for a 7-Eleven item, they had these Superman Slurpee cups that were shaped like the S, like a Superman S.
You went for that?
I made that drive.
Mm-hmm.
I did. But, like, I can get a cleanse. There's a cleanse outlet right by my house. You just stop on in.
No, we'll just wait until the Diablo chips hit grocery stores, and then you can try it.
Sure. Then I can go into 100 grocery stores looking for it and not find them.
The Riot is the radio equivalent of Taco Bell meat. RadioU.
So, we were talking about Nikki and the British Baking Show.
Or whatever you were watching last night on Netflix.
Here's the latest on Netflix. If you look at and this is according to Global Internet Phenomena Report by Sandvine. They're a company that one of the things they do is just track how we use the internet. So they take a look at, you're doing this, you're doing that. What does it look like overall globally? Netflix continues to be the largest downstream item on the internet, meaning that we're using our internet to watch it more than anything else.
Even more than YouTube?
Yep. So here's what we've got. Netflix, 15% of all
internet traffic,
downstream internet traffic.
Wow.
15%.
And you're like, well, that doesn't seem that much. No,
that's
worldwide, that is a ton.
Mm-hmm. YouTube, 11.4%. And then this just says
miscellaneous after
it says HTTP media streams, and that would encompass a ton of different stuff that you're just watching streaming video in your browser.
Sure.
So maybe they're tracking through the Netflix app. I'm not sure, but that they say is 13%. And then did I say YouTube 11%?
Yes,
11.4%. Web browsing 7.8%. MPEG transport streams, and that could be almost anything. 4.4%. So if you go into the United States, it's even bigger, 19%.
go to
of our
Netflix?
total downstream traffic goes to Netflix.
At any given time at that moment?
Okay, no. That would be overall.
Overall.
If you went into the evenings, it can peak as high as 40%.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it can get pretty impressive as to how many people at that certain moment are actually all watching something on Netflix.
That is
impressive.
Amazing. That is amazing.
That's domination right there.
It really, really is, right? That's incredible. So I guess what they're saying is they're still doing pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
Amazon Prime in the United States, 7.7% of traffic. Oh, and that's interesting. In the United States, YouTube is lower than it is globally. 7.5% YouTube.
Because we're on Netflix. We're just over there. I think YouTube, a lot of people watch during the day because it's shorter.
Okay.
And then if you're actually trying to clock some time on a show, then you're on Netflix at night when you have some time.
I feel like YouTube is what is killing my
Netflix time?
Well, my any kind of TV time at all. Mm-hmm. Like for me, Netflix is killing it because I've got like my 2 streaming boxes or whatever. I still like to watch things on my TV. And I know most people watch YouTube on their phone or on their tablet. I watch YouTube on my TV, but like at home at night, I just watch YouTube. And I'll watch, like this is
a documentary.
8 minutes. Well, like I do that some, but also like I'm just hitting stuff where like little tiny bits of content, 8 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 2 minutes there.
Kurt, for texting me. He was watching He-Man on Netflix last night. So he said, don't be ashamed of me. I was watching the Great British Bake Off last night on Netflix. But we were all watching Netflix all at the same time.
Dude, Kurt and Nikki sitting in a tree watching Netflix as happy as can be.
Yep. First came He-Man and then came the British Bake Off.
Yeah. Phil says in Columbus, he says the Disney service will bankrupt Netflix. I used to think that.
No, I think that will
will be the first significant competition Netflix has faced.
Because I feel like when they come out with their Netflix streaming service, we won't question spending that much money each month on it because they're going to take a lot of the stuff we like to watch and put it all on another one. Well, so I feel like you'll just go like, yeah, of course I'm going to sign up for it. You won't think about it.
I don't. Well, I think it will be in addition to, because like for me, the stuff I watch on Netflix is not stuff that is owned by Disney. Like I'm not at home watching Ragnarok over and over again.
Why not?
I'm just telling you, like it's almost never third party stuff.
But
what
you don't
I watch
miss
on
it
Netflix,
until it's gone.
30 Rock.
And then you're over there and it's like, wait a minute.
Stupid 30 Rock.
So yes, that will probably do some damage, but it won't take it away.
I guess we'll see, right? I'm curious to see where it goes. But right now, Netflix is owning your internet, pretty much.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
I want the Christmas cowboy prince to come to my house.
Now, that sounds like a good movie. I haven't
Riding
seen a good Western.